Guys, so let's start with remarketing campaigns today. So before moving on, I will give you an excerpt of what remarketing is. Okay, so for that, I'll open the sheet. Okay, so guys, I hope you all have understood everything till now. I mean to say, when it comes to remarketing, display ads or search ads and everything. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
So it is like, guys, for understanding remarketing, we'll have to understand three, four different concepts. Okay, so what all are those concepts first? Okay, so over here you can see I will try to figure out the meaning from here only. It is comprised of two words, re and marketing. So, can you understand marketing a particular person again? But
Excuse me,
who?
sir.
Yeah, one
So
second, one
please
second.
present the screen.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Sorry. So you're able to see my screen?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So you can see remarketing is divided into two parts. One is re and marketing. It is just a literal meaning. I'm not sure if it would be up over there, but for your understanding, I'll be briefing you. You are reaching out to the customer who has already interacted with your business. Okay. So you are reaching out to person who has already interacted with your business. So how come? So just see to that, guys. So guys, website is basically, your website is a place wherein all the traffic converges. Okay, whether it is from social media, whether it is from AdWords, whether it is from Bing, whether it is from email marketing, whether it is from SEO. Everything boils down to this particular, from here, from here, from here, from here, from here. Okay. So this website is a single point of contact from where you can reach out to all those people again who have already interacted with your website. So how come? Okay. So all these platforms, whether it is social media, whether it is AdWords, whether it is Bing, so in social media there are different platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all. So they offer a remarketing code. Okay, so the very first thing that we need to understand is remarketing code. What it is, where do we embed that up, okay, and how it works basically. Okay, so basically you understand remarketing as a cookie based technology. So what is a cookie, guys? Cookie is a small snippet of JavaScript code. Okay, so cookie is a JavaScript code. Okay, and we have to embed this up in the head section of every page of your website. Okay, so now the problem is, if you have 10,000 pages on your website, would it be feasible for you to go ahead and embed this up on every individual page? No, not at all. So in order to mitigate that up, what we do is like, we embed this in the home page head section. I'll showcase you where do we embed that up, how the codes is like. So is it clear to you? On your website, you will have to embed a remarketing code. Whether it is from AdWords, then it is AdWords remarketing code. Whether it is from Facebook, it is Facebook remarketing code. Or it is from LinkedIn, so LinkedIn remarketing codes. It is from Bing, so Bing remarketing code. Okay, for email marketing, you'll not be having any remarketing code, or for SEO, there won't be any remarketing code. But over here, remarketing code is like a cookie based technology. Cookies are the small snippets of JavaScript code. JavaScript is a technology. Okay, and we have to embed this up in the head section of every page of our website. Okay, but it is not possible to tag it up on every page of the website individually. So what we do is like, we embed that up in the home page of your website, which is common to all. So what do I mean by saying that? your website is like www.xyz.com. There are say 3 pages: www.xyz.com slash digital marketing, www.xyz.com slash online marketing. These are the different pages on my website: www.xyz.com slash digital marketing consultancy, www.xyz.com slash blog. So these are the different pages. So the concept that I have been showcasing you says that we'll have to tag remarketing code on each and every web page. But you can see this xyz.com is common in all the directories that we have. So this is the common. Okay, so if I put xyz.com, I mean to say remarketing code on xyz.com, okay, it will be applicable to all the. Are you getting my point, guys? Rather than going ahead and individually putting it up across all the 4 pages, if I'll embed this up in the home page, okay, so this is called root directory. xyz.com is called the root directory. If you add any code in the root directory, that will be by default applicable to the subdirectory. Subdirectory is xyz.com/dm. This is called subdirectory. You know what is a subdirectory and a directory?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a folder, a main folder, under which there is another folder, folder के अंदर folder, folder के अंदर folder, folder के अंदर folder. This is like that, subdirectory. Okay, this is the main folder under which you have a separate folder. So C drive के अंदर में एक और drive. Okay, मतलब C drive के अंदर में एक और folder, उसके अंदर उस folder के अंदर एक folder will be a subdirectory. Similar note, xyz.com would be a directory, और xyz.com/dm would be a subdirectory. ओके, सो हम लोग जो भी चीजें हैं जावास्क्रिप्ट कोड की वो टैग कर देंगे xyz.com पे. अंडरस्टूड guys? Everyone understood what is remarketing from the cookie based technology to the JavaScript code and where we embed the codes? Yes or no? Say no if you have not understood. Guys, am I all? Hi guys, am I audible to y'all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there was a lag. Sorry, my Wi-Fi actually went off, guys. I'm not sure what is the problem that is happening out there. Okay. So have you understood what is remarketing code? What is all?
Yes, sir.
Shall I repeat this once again? Okay, just do a quick recap. So guys, it is like remarketing is like a marketing technology wherein we retarget all those users who have already interacted with my website. Okay, so on your website, traffic can come on from any direction, from social media, from AdWords, from Bing, from email marketing, from SEO and all those. But the platforms like AdWords or social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, they offer remarketing codes. In social media, it is known as remarketing pixels. Okay, But what is this remarketing code? It is actually a cookie based technology, and the code is developed on JavaScript. Okay, and we have to embed this up in the head section of every page of our website. But the problem is, if we have 10,000 website, it would be a humongous task for us to go ahead and embed all those things. Okay, at that point of time, what should I do? I should go ahead and embed this particular code in the home page of my website in the head section. Okay, got that, guys?
So your voice just lagged.
Right now?
Yes, sir. 10 or 20 seconds max.
Are you able to hear me now properly?
Yes, sir. Now we can.
Okay. So let's go directly. Okay, to Google AdWords. I'll showcase you first from where we actually get the remarketing audiences. So, guys, before moving on, I'll be briefing you as to what all are the things that we would be going ahead and covering up in this session. What is remarketing? Remarketing code. Okay, how to embed remarketing code on the head section of your website. Apart from that, I'll be showcasing you.
So please present your screen.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, your screen is not with.
Okay, how to build remarketing audiences. Okay, then this small, that's it. This is a very small session. Okay, so this is first thing. We have understood what is remarketing. We have understood the second thing as to what is a remarketing code. Now we'll be going ahead and understanding where we can find this remarketing code and how we can embed this up in the head section of my website. So let's go to Google Ads. And guys, ping me or just let me know if you're not able to understand anything. This is not at all technical, I'm telling you. That's gonna be very, very easy. Okay. Okay, so guys, the very first thing where we could find the remarketing code, so you'll have to go to the tools and settings option. Okay, over here you can see there is an shared library, and under that there is an audience manager tool. Okay, so guys, once again, go to tools and settings, then go to audience manager. Under shared library, click on that, and you will enter into the remarketing console. Okay, so this is the remarketing console. Since I have already added that up, that's why I'm getting like this, or otherwise you will directly come up to the sources section. This is the source. So over here, can you see this Google Ads tag? Click on setup tag. Okay, So over here, there will be two options for remarketing. Only collect general website data to show ads to your website visitor. And the second option is collect data on specific action that people performed on your website to show personalized ad, just like click on your ad, click on your call to action or click on a particular link or whatsoever. Okay, so which sort of it you want to collect? So I want to collect specific actions also. I'll be selecting other. What is the type of the business that I have? Just mark it up. Okay, the type of the business is custom or education for me. Okay, there is no need for doing anything as such. In the advanced setting option, there is again nothing. Click on save and continue. Okay, the moment you clicked on save and continue, there is an option: install the tag yourself, email the tag to your webmaster or the developer, or third is to use Google Tag Manager. I'll showcase you all the three routes. Okay, but this one is the easiest. This Google Tag Manager is the easiest but for that you will have to understand what is Tag Manager and how we can use that up. But the easiest way right now for you would be to install the tag yourself by manually adding that code. So I'll click on this and you can see there are two codes: global site tag, gtag.js. Can you see this? This is called global site tag. This and this event tag both needs to be embedded up over there in the head section of your website. Just read the description, copy the tag below and paste it in between the head tags of every page of your website. You need to install the global site tag once per account, which can be used with both remarketing event snippets as well as conversion events. So later on when we would be adding the conversion event, we would be getting to know as to how to add that up. Okay, right now we are adding the remarketing list thing. So we'll have to copy this up. I'll copy this up and I'll go to the back end of my website. So I have a WordPress website, guys. So I would be able to showcase that to you. And the best way, one thing, be rest assured, guys, whenever you will be doing marketing for any organization, you will be getting a developer who would be actually working out for you. Okay. So I'm just briefing you so that you are aware as to where we actually go ahead and put it out, so that it is like nobody can cheat you up or nobody can fake you up or something like that. Okay. But it is like a typical developer's activity. So if you are not a technical person or a tech savvy or something like that, don't worry about that. You need to understand that you'll have to get this code and pass it on to your developer, and the developer will have to do rest of the things. Okay, so over here when I came up, okay, there is a thing called theme editor. Can you see this theme editor? I am adding this up. So I have copied that up. I'll go to my theme editor. So it is a bulky platform. Let it populate. Okay, over here I will figure out header.php. Can you see that? This is header.php. Every website has three parts: header, body, and footer. Okay, and why we add any such code in the head section of the website? Because header is the section that loads first, and the moment header is loading and if there is a code that is up over there, the chances of that code getting uploaded is very high. And the second thing is, like, a lot of times the connections of a particular person is lower, low bandwidth is there or something like that. In that case, the website loads a bit slower. Okay, and the header part is the thing that loads first, and if your code would be up over there in the header, it will be easier. Okay, so guys, I have already added that up, gtag.js. You can see that up. So I'll again add this up. Can see this head? Can you see? Everyone can see this head section?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Above that, I'll have to add that up. Okay. And in order to understand where I have added that up, So you can see global site tag gtag.js Google Ads 709247623. This is the unique code that is up over there. It is the start. I'll mark the start and the end of that particular code. Okay. So just before the head section, I have added that up. It is for my reference, guys, so that in future I could understand. Okay, so I have mentioned start and end. Global site tag gtag.js Google Ads 709 blah 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 starts, and this is end. So I could understand, okay, this is the place wherein I have added anything as such. Okay. Earlier also, this is the code for analytics, guys. Google Analytics. You can see I can easily understand this is the end of the analytic code and this is the start of the analytic code. Okay, and Google Tag Manager is starting up from here and it is ending from here. End of Google Tag Manager. Okay, so different codes are pushed up over here. So this was the first code that I have added. Now I'll have to add the second code, event snippet, and it needs to be going up in the head section only, right after the global site tag. The place where I have added this global site tag, just after that I'll have to add this particular code. Can you see that? It was ending up over here. Okay, just after that I have added this up. Okay, can you see that? Event code start below. It will not impact the code at all, the line that I am writing in, guys. Okay, I'm done with it. So now what I'll have to do is, like, I'll have to go ahead and click on update file. So this will push the things that I have added up over here on the server. So file edited successfully and it will get verified. So I'm done with it. I'll go back up over here. I'll click on continue. You have almost finished setting up the Google Ads tag. I'll click on done. Okay, so you can see it has started. Earlier it was not showcasing anything, and the moment I have added and uploaded that up, it has started showcasing. That means my code is successful up over there. Okay, understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it was simple. You'll have to go to Google Audience Sources, and from here you can see that, and say you want to remove that again and again want to embed that up. Say there is some problem that has happened, so you can go to this detail section again, and over here there is an option of tag setup, and you will get the same thing. Okay, the same global site tag and the event snippet. Okay, clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So now we have understood the thing as to what is where you will be finding that remarketing code and how you can embed that remarketing code onto the head section of your website. So it is clear to everyone. Now comes how to build remarketing audiences. Any guesses? Any clues? Okay, guys. So first thing is like whenever you add the remarketing code, Google by default creates an all visitor website list for you. Okay, all those people who have visited your website, it will create a list of it by default. Okay, and rest of
We
the
can also add manually, right? If we have a
yes,
database.
yes, but there are certain things. So with database, you want to say email IDs or something like that. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it will only be possible when your monthly spend is more than 50,000 rupees. Sorry, 50 lakh or something like that. I'll showcase that to you. Okay. It will not be possible. So these are the types of visitors you can create, guys. So you can create a remarketing list on the basis of people who have already visited your website or your app or your YouTube as well. Okay, and a customer list. You can embed the list of email IDs. You are not eligible. Okay, why? See this. You will get to know. There are three things that you'll have to follow. $50,000. Okay, a good history of policy compliance, a good payment history, at least 90 days history in Google Ads, more than USD 50,000 lifetime spent. Okay, so if you're not meeting any of these things, you will not be allowed to go ahead and use this customer list. Got that? So,
Okay.
okay, so guys, over here we have embedded our remarketing codes on the website. Okay, so what we can do, and if we have integrated our YouTube channel as well, we can do that. So I'll showcase you first how to integrate the YouTube channel, and then we'll be moving on. So over here there is an option of linked accounts. Click on linked accounts. Okay, I'm showcasing you how to add your LinkedIn, sorry, YouTube. Over here you can see this YouTube option coming up. Click on details. Link YouTube to Google Ads. Add channel. I'll go ahead and open my YouTube channel. It's very easy. Working with Google ecosystem product is very, very easy, I'm telling you. Okay, this is my channel.
Hi guys, welcome to this.
I'll go back. You can see that it's coming up. Just let me check which email ID is used up over here. That's it. Yeah, same email ID. Let me check once again. Guys, there is some problem coming up. I'm not sure. Let me check it once again. But this is an way, guys. The moment it will actually pass on this stage, okay, a mail will actually come up over here, which will say, go ahead and approve the request. You'll approve that up, and it will start reflecting that, okay, this particular account has been linked. That's it. Very simple. It is not coming up, I guess. There is some problem right now. Okay. Anyways, you understood as to how to do that. So I'll move back. I'll go back to the audience manager once again, and I'll showcase you how to create a remarketing list based on website visitor. Okay. So over here, just click on this plus sign, guys. Click on this website visitor. Okay. So guys, over here you can see there are different. You can name this audience. Just giving it a dummy name, my first audience. Over here you can see list members. Select the type of visitors from which you would like to create an audience. Okay, so there are 5 different options: visitor of a page, visitor of a page who also visited another page, visitor of a page who did not visited another page, visitor of a page during specific dates, and visitor of a page with specific tags. So let's go ahead and understand as to what all are these. Okay. Okay, so the first one was visitor of a page. Okay, second was visitor of a page who also visited another page. Okay, what do I mean by saying that? So you have learned set theory, guys. You understood set theory.
Yes.
Okay, so it is very simple. All those people who have visited a web page, landing page, or say whatsoever, A or B or C or D, a specific page. I don't think so there is any problem up over here. Say all those people, I want to create a list of all those people who have visited my blog page so that I could remarket them. Okay, so this is a particular page, but I want to see all those people who have visited blog page as well and digital marketing consultancy page. So what does that mean? It means a intersection,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
okay, A plus B. So now say there are 100 people who have visited my blog page, and say only 20 people who have visited the digital marketing consultancy page. So if I'll be going ahead with this route, I'll be only able to create a remarketing list of 20 people, A plus B. So it would be like A intersection B, A whole cloud out of those who have already moved on to B page. Are you getting my point? There are 100 people who came onto my blog, but I'm only interested in those people who have visited my blog, but also my digital marketing consultancy page. So it is only 20 people. So when you would be creating this rule, a visitor of a page who also visited another page, blog plus DMC, it will be only 20 people who would be reaching out to. But if you are creating this for this particular blog, you would be reaching out to 100 people. The geography would be, sorry, the overall cloud would be of 100 people. Okay, and in the third option, if I take the same option, okay, 100 people who have visited my blog who did not visited another page, and say this is 20, so you would be able to reach out to A minus B people. Okay, are you getting this up, guys? So you would be able to reach out to 80 people. Visitor of a page who did not visit another page. Say there are 100 people who have visited this blog page, but out of them 20 people visited this DMC page. So these would be excluded in this option, third option. So it would be 100 minus 20. So 80 people would be selected in the overall cloud. So in the visitor of a page cloud, total cloud would be of 100 people. In the second option, total cloud would be of 100 plus 20, that would be only 20, because out of 100 people, these are the only people who have visited this DMC page, so only 20 people. But in the third option, you would be targeting almost 80 people. Understood, guys? Or shall I repeat this once again?
Understood, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, I'm not able to actually showcase it up over here, but let me check if I use a whiteboard or something like that. So it is basically A intersection B, and it is like A union B in terms of set theory. Okay. Understood? You all understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So it is very simple, and visitor of a page during a specific date, it is like say from a particular date you were doing an event or something like that, and you want to target all those people who came up during those events time or something like that. Say you are organizing Big Billion Day for Flipkart, okay, and you tend to target all those people who came up during this Big Billion Day. So this is that option. So you click on that and you can see it will ask you for page URL as to what page they visited and the date of visit. You select the date. Okay. In the first option, you will have one option to determine what is the page URL that you want to target. abc.com, abc.com/xyz or whatsoever. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead with a live URL only. Okay, so this is the blog that I have written, and I want to understand how many people visited this blog. Okay, I want to create a list of all those people. So visitor of a page. Right now I have embedded this remarketing code right away, that's why it is not giving me any data, but it will take some time and it will give you data for sure. Okay, so this is the one. Now you have added this up. Pre-fill the list with people who match the rules within the past 30 days. Okay, or start with an empty list, whatever is your choice. I generally go ahead with a pre-filled list. Second is the membership duration, as to for how many days a particular person would be up over there in your list. Say you came onto a particular website, say on January 1st. Okay, and if I'll keep a membership duration of 30 days, so till 30th of January I'll be there in the list. Okay, on 31st I'll be ruled out from the list. Are you getting this up?
Yes, sir.
And say if I'm interacting again on 30th, then again I'll be going ahead with 30 more days and I'll be getting to see those remarketing ads that people would be showcasing. Okay, got that? So it can be maximum of 540 days. I generally tend to keep it to 60 to 90 days. So I'll keep it to 90 days. Okay, and you can add a description up over there as to what is the audience that you have created. And finally, when you are done, you can click on create audience. Okay, so my first audience, so I can change the name. Okay, so you can see it will start populating and it will be showcasing up over there. On a similar note, you can create other remarketing list on the other things. So what will happen? It is like that. Who visited this page, or say I want to go ahead and reach out to those people who have visited my homepage dmdendigital.com and my blog page. A plus B. Okay. Within the last 90 days of membership duration. Okay. I'll click on create an audience. So audience would be okay. Understood? On a similar note, the third option would be taken care of. All those people who have visited my blog page but did not visited my home page. I want a list of all those people. So A minus B. Okay. So this would be included and this would be excluded. Unvisited page. Okay. Membership duration would be for 90 days. Click on create audience. Okay, can you see that everything is coming up now, guys? Provided you have understood as to how to create this remarketing list, I would like to brief you as to why we go ahead and create such sort of combination. Okay, so for that, guys, you all understood this? First, let me know.
Yes, understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anyone has any doubt
Yes, sir.
in creating an audience?
No, sir.
No doubts? Everyone say yes. Everyone.
No
Yes,
doubt,
sir, no
sir.
doubt. No doubts.
Akshada, any doubts? Akshada, you there?
Yeah, no, sir, no. Understood.
Renuka, any doubts? Disha?
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay. So let's go on. So guys, you must be wondering as to, do I go ahead and create a remarketing list for all the people who have visited any of the pages of my website? So if you are thinking on those lines, then you are thinking very good. It is a very legitimate question. Okay, so I'll take a example of Make My Trip, wherein the funnel is of 5-6 steps. Okay, say the scenario is I want to book a flight ticket from say Pune to Ranchi on 2nd of May, okay, or say on 10th of May. Okay, I'm going ahead on the first page. This is the home page, so I'll be marking the URLs so as to showcase you why we go ahead and do remarketing. Okay, MMT example. So the first page is this, which is my home page. Okay, now let's go to the search option. I clicked on search. Okay, so this is the URL. This is the search page, second in the hierarchy. So say I liked this one. 6 hour 45 minutes, 10:55 and 7:40 Ranchi. I clicked on view prices and I'm okay with it. I clicked on book now. So this would be the third page in the series. That would be book now page. Okay, and this is say URL. Okay, now I liked everything. Okay, I don't want to secure my trip. I'll move ahead. No, I don't want any baggage support or something like that. I'll click on continue. So this is the detail page, itinerary detail page, review page, sorry. Okay, Okay, over here I think I have added the details. Okay, no need of anything else. I'll be moving on. So I have reviewed the details. I'll be moving on. This is the flight seat selection page. Just be patient. The meat of the content is going to come up. Okay, so from here, I guess, okay, I liked it, selected it. Okay, I moved on. Now it is like other, I don't want anything as such. Okay, so this is the checkout or payment page. Okay, and after that, if I'll make the payment, I'll come up to the thank you page. So now guys, I want to showcase you the hierarchy up over here. Okay, so this is the page number 1 in the funnel. So funnel is like from home page to search page, so from search page to book now page, from book now to itinerary page, after that seat selection page. Okay, then comes the payment page, and then comes the thank you page. So all those who reach out to the thank you page after making the payment are the customers. Okay, are you getting my point? So in remarketing, I don't typically try to reach out to the customers who have already got converted. I tend to reach out to all those people who have not got converted. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this I'll not be priority, no priority. They have already got converted. I can go ahead and cross sell any products to them if they need a car rental or if they need a hotel or something like that. For that purpose, I can reach out to these people for sure, but not for again going ahead and saying that hey, you were trying to book a flight ticket from say Ranchi to Pune, you have not done that up. Okay, am I right? So now guys, just imagine a scenario, all those people who came onto my home page, say 10,000 people came onto my home page. From here, 10,000 people reach out to this search page where they saw the details. Out of this, only 5,000 people moved on to this book now page. From there, say 2,900 people reach out to this itinerary view page. Then seat selection page, only 1,000 people moved on. In the payment page, only 500. And in the thank you page, only say 120 people came up. Okay, so down the line, if you see in the funnel, my overall quantity of people who are moving on to the next step is going down and down and down. Am I right? And this happens across any business. Okay, in the top of the funnel, more people comes up, and in the bottom of the people, very few people come up. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now just consider what is the chances that a person who is moving out from a payment page will get converted provided I give them certain discounts or something like that. Say I'll have to create a hypothesis, and on the basis of that I'll have to create a priority for whom I should be reaching out via my remarketing, because I am gonna pay an X amount of money for every click that people would be making. Okay, so whose conversion chances are higher? Although those who are in the higher in the funnel. Okay, all those people who are higher in the funnel have more chances of getting conversion. So all those people who are shying away from the from the payment page are the priority people for me. Are you getting my point? If they are moving up from payment page, that means they were interested, but they are not happy with something or the else. So what is the thing that they are not happy with it? Since it is a display campaign, you will have to work across with an hypothesis. So over here, I can understand that it is a discount that will actually help up over here. So I'll reach out to this particular person who have moved out from payment page with a discount offer. Just like book a ticket now, and you will be getting 1000 rupees off or 10% off on the overall value whatsoever. The chances of getting these people, out of these 500 people getting conversion, would be higher. Then the next priority would be all those people who are shying off from the penultimate second last page, that is seat selection page. If they are reaching out to the seat selection, that means they really had the intention to book the flight tickets, but somehow they have moved out. And what might be the reason why they might have moved out? Because they may have seen that the seats are at a higher prices, or say they are not aware that if you are not booking a seat right now, you will get a middle seat for free or something like that, or something. Okay, so you can reach out to those particular people with different sort of display, wherein you can brief them, hey, seats are free for you provided you go ahead and book a middle seat or something like that. Are you getting my point,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
everyone? On a similar note, priority will be like this. You got that? Which is the first priority? Who is moving out from the penultimate page of your website? Thank you page is the last page, which means that person has converted. If anyone is moving out from the payment page, that means the chances of conversion from that particular person would be higher. And in remarketing, we give first priority to those audiences who are moving out from the penultimate page, then the second last page, then the third last, then the fourth last, and this goes on. And we rarely go ahead with all those people who are coming up in the top of the funnel. So I'll never be going ahead to the person who is coming up with the homepage until and unless I am a big organizations like Make My Trip. Did you get that? I have lots of money and I can invest it up, so I can move up. But if I am a small organization, a startup or something like that, I'll only go ahead with my priority 1, 2, or 3 audiences. Okay, got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
understand how we create the remarketing list. All those people who have visited seat selection page but did not visited payment page, I can have an audience for that. Are you getting? All
Yes,
those
sir.
people who have visited all these 3 pages, priority 4, 3 and 2 pages, but did not visited payment page, that is priority 1 page, I can create a list of all those people. Okay, I want to exclude all those people who have visited payment page but did not visited thank you page. That means these are the people who have not got converted. Okay, say if you are going ahead with a visitor of a page option and you say that all those people who have visited payment page, then that will include all those people who have already got converted as well, because they might have also moved from payment page, then only they got converted. No, so I want only those people who moved to the payment page but did not get converted. So if I'll go ahead with a visitor of a page who did not visit another page, then it will be like 500 minus 120 user. Okay, how much will that be? 380. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
And if I'll be going ahead with a visitor of a page, I will be targeting all those 500, and all those who are already been converted, they will feel irritated that I have already purchased that up, then why he's giving me a discount offer or something like that. Is he a fool or something like that? Okay, so that's why these theories are up over there. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Can you all trace it back to the audience creation stage? Visitor of a page, visitor of a page who did not visit another page, visitor of a page
Yes, sir.
who also visited another page. You all can relate this to all those 3 options. Okay,
Yes, sir.
understood till now? So
Yes,
now
sir,
the
understood.
last thing remains as to how to create remarketing campaigns then. So the way to create remarketing campaigns is very simple. You'll have to go to the console. Let's go to that. We have the audience created. We have everything. So we'll go to the Google Ads setup. We'll go to the campaigns level. Okay. 1 second. Let it populate. Okay, just click on plus sign. The same rules and thumb rules would be up over there, plus new campaigns. Okay, create a campaign without a goals guidance. Then what is the type of campaign? Is the remarketing? It is a display campaign, so click on display. Standard display campaign, of course. Okay, if you want to give the name of the website, you can, or else click on continue. Okay, over here, digital marketing product, location is India, and type is remarketing. India targeting, language is all same. Okay, I want to bid on manual CPC. Okay, budget would be say 1000 rupees per day. I'll be creating the ad group. Let it be ad group 1. So over here, guys, there are different targeting methodologies: placement, topic, interest. Interest is also of two types: affinity and in market. Okay, then display keywords, demographics, and all. Okay, so over here, you will not be selecting anything. You will only be selecting remarketing audiences. So you'll have to go to browse option in the audience. You can see in the audience option, browse. Over here you will see the remarketing, how they have interacted with your business. You click on that. Website visitors, you have just created the list. I want to reach out to all those people who have visited my blog but not the home page, so I'll click on that. Okay, it has already been selected. And I'll also want to reach out to my blog audience. So these two are the list I have selected. I'll mark it as done. Okay, and now if I want to restrict that up on the basis of age or something like that, I can do that if it is utmost necessary, or else everything would be taken care of by it. So I don't want anything. I'll not be going ahead with any content targeting. I'll not be going ahead with any target expansion. Just add the ad group bid up over here, say 50 rupees. Not 50, 10 rupees. Okay. Now I'll have to go ahead and create a ad copy. Once I am done with it, I can click on create campaign and my remarketing ads will start flowing in. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So,
Very simple. It is just like display campaign. The only thing is that you will have to create the audiences, remarketing audiences, and you'll have to select those up when you are creating the campaign. That's it. Nothing else apart from that. So in my previous, if you are not aware as to how to go ahead and create this ad copies and all, you can look on to the previous recording that I have already shared with you. Okay, how to create standard display ad campaigns. Cool. Very simple up over here.
Here, we can separately make some remarketing creatives and add to them, right?
Yes, yes, you can. You can. So remarketing creatives will always be a separate entity. Why so? Because it is targeting a specific set of audiences who have actually been leaving from a particular space of my website, particular place on my website. Say you are targeting all those people for Make My Trip who are leaving the payment page. So the hypothesis must be that they need some discount, or they must not be happy with pricing or something like that. Okay, so you can create a remarketing creative which will speak about discount of 5-10% or whatsoever the offer that is going on. Say someone is now moving up from book now page, so you will give them an ad which says book a round trip ticket and get 1000 off or something like that. So all the creatives would be different on those lines. Okay, so it will depend upon the target or the audience that you are trying to reach out to, and your creatives would be based on that. Okay, Akshada, got that? Others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, but if we are targeting our existing customer for another service, so that will also comes in remarketing.
That will come up, but I have already showcased you. In that case, you will have to create a custom list. I'll showcase that to you.
Okay.
Okay, but you'll only be able to create a custom list when you'll have your spend of more than $50,000. Okay, when you have spent already more than $50,000, so that can be created from here. Customer list you can add. So I am not eligible for that. Okay, that's why I could not showcase that to you, but I have already showcased you what is the eligibility criteria for that. Okay, just read that once again. You have should have a 90 days period. I mean to say you have a very good compliance history. I mean to say when it comes to policy compliance, you are not uh, groping up on any other policy, like not using any competitor words or not violating any ad policies, ad guidelines or something like that. A good payment history, you're not delaying the payments, at least 90 days history in Google Ads, and more than 50,000 total lifetime spent, then only you would be able to upload those data. And you know how much is $50,000? It's a high amount. As simple as that. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other doubts hovering across your mind? Let me know. So we have done it all. All the 4 things is done. Okay. Any doubt, guys? Please let me know.
No, sir.
If
No
not,
doubts.
then I'll stop the recording.